Okay guys, Marji Gesick is just around the corner, so I wanted to put together a very quick video for you about pacing and what happens in a race. Okay, so this is time. This is time and speed. Okay, now there's going to be fluctuations, but I'm just going to draw straight lines for ease of description. The guy who's going to win this race is going to start fast and he's going to maintain a fast speed throughout the same thing. Now there will be fluctuations, he may fade off a little bit at the end and whatnot. It's a really long race and people get fatigued. But that's the fundamentals of what the pro's going to do. Okay? Now, some people are not going to finish this race, or they're going to finish outside the cutoff, or they're going to be walking all of the back end all the way through the roundabout. I don't know why anybody would want to subject themselves to that when there's an easy way to pace this race and not get into trouble or not get into as bad a bit of mischief. Okay, now that is to start to pace your race like that, because that's the level you might be at. Okay, so if I'm there with JB, I know he's going to be riding like that and Patrick's going to be riding like that. I'm not JB, I'm not Patrick, I retired years ago. I'm going to try and ride the race like that, okay? And there's a reason, because if you start at the right speed, you've got more chance of finishing at the right speed, okay? And therefore, my differential between me and the pro is minimised, okay? And I suffer the least because I haven't detonated myself by trying to ride like a pro. This is what happens to the majority of people at Marji Gesick. They could start at this speed, which is an appropriate speed for them. They could start at the speed that's them compared to a pro. And they would finish with a differential that's them compared to a pro. But what that person usually does is they try and start like a pro. Everybody at the start is worried about getting stuck in traffic, about people being in the way. But if everybody started at the correct speed, okay, nobody's going to be in anybody's way, because everybody in this race is a different athlete. Okay? What this person usually does is, instead of starting here at this speed, they try and keep up with a pro at this speed. Now it's wishful thinking, it's never going to happen, isn't it? They're not a pro, okay? But they try and hold on for as long as possible to everybody else in that bunch. And there's hundreds of people in that bunch, and you have no idea how good the guy next to you or the girl next to you is. None whatsoever. So they start like that, and what happens? Well, they end up there. Their speed ends up there, okay? They end up with this huge difference between them and the pro. But not only that, a huge difference between their potential speed and their potential finishing time. And what happens from about there? Well, it's all suffering. Because they're trying to fight this horrible thing they've done to themselves, trying to start like a pro, trying to keep up with the pros, trying to keep up with everybody else in that race, fighting and fussing for the single track. And when they could have just started at this speed, the track would have been clear. They won't catch up with anyone because everyone's riding like a nutter here, okay? They're not catching anybody till maybe halfway. And when they are catching people, they're in 2s and 3s, okay? So pacing for a Marji is simple. Start at an appropriate speed. Don't get involved with other people. Don't try and ride above your ability. That's the bit you're trying to get rid of. The difference between you and you. Because if you're capable of 18 hours, okay, you're capable of 18 hours, and the borderline for the cutoff is there. If you start like a pro, you don't make the cutoff. It's got nothing to do with your digestion. It's got nothing to do with being too heavy. It's got nothing to do with your training being wrong or not doing enough VO2 max intervals. It comes down to the fact you try to start too fast. Choose an appropriate speed, stick to it. Marji's yours. There's almost nobody I've ever worked with or coached who couldn't finish the Marji Gesick if they started at the right speed. So start at the right speed and then focus on the process of being able to ride the Marji Gesick, which is line choice, thinking ahead, changing gear often, getting off when it's more appropriate than trying to burn up that little hill, eat often and little, drink constantly, and keep your stops to a bare minimum. You can do it. Good luck.